everybody, Josh RV Nerd here with Bish's RV, out here in Idaho Falls today, finally getting my hands on one of these big 4x4 monster truck Class C, like zombie apocalypse rated motorhomes out here, Seneca XT series. This is the 32U and this is a lot of hardware. This is a beast. This thing, okay, so first of all, it's on a four-wheel drive F550 chassis. You've got a 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel chugging this thing down the road. You have a 6,000 watt quiet diesel generator also. This thing has dual fuel cells even, so you can really spend a long time away from people, or away from the zombies, as it were. If you need more towing capacity than a common Class C offers, there's nothing common about this Class C. This is up there in that Super C category. Obviously, we've got auto leveling on this. It's got a measure of solar to help keep the battery maintained so you don't have to run the generator full time. You have your choice between 3 different refrigerators, a 2-way, a residential, or a 12 volt, and I'd be really curious to know which way you'd kind of go on that whole thing. It's got, upgraded suspension, upgraded chassis, just upgraded everything all the way around here. But what's really interesting is while it's very big and bold and striking on the outside, real beefy looking, it's very calm and understated on the inside. It almost just looks like almost like a cabin on the inside. It's just a very fun retreat to get away from everything. Now, the thing is, with all the equipment on this, you could take it just about anywhere you wanted. Frankly, if somebody's already pulled into your favorite campsite with the 4x4 function on this, I think you could park this on top of their RV, like, Bigfoot and Gravedigger every, Sunday out there. It's got a 70x80 king bed, which is also nice. It doesn't have a shorty McShort pants bed like a lot of rigs do. Different kind of awning, so you're not going to knock your noggin on this thing. All kinds of good stuff. It's got a couple weird drawbacks, too. Like, first of all, these ain't cheap. These are not the cheapest motorhome you're ever going to find. It also has a folding bed that will limit your travel function a little bit. But again, with something like this, you can take it anywhere you want. One other really cool detail on these, a lot of people don't know about that. It actually has, you see the paint job. This is a full body paint, has this topographical map over here. This is actually a topographical map where decorated military sniper and well-known painter Bob Ross probably hit all of his bodies. And this one's kind of interesting because you're going to hear me say this a few times. Like, it's got that big, aggressive kind of exterior look to it. Like, you look at it, you're like, whoa. And then you come in, and it's just sort of like, hey, all that's done, all that's over with, it's outside. You're home now. Just take off, your shoes, kick your feet up, relax a little bit, man. And it's actually interestingly calming and just relaxed in here. I don't know. I kind of like it. It's definitely in the HOA Brown approved family, but it's not too dark. It's not too light. Although you might notice, very similar to, this is basically the same decor that you can get in like an Eagle called Craftsman over in the Eagle series in the towable Jaycos. You do have a little bit of a darker, lower accent. Now, the camera's not super friendly to it. This is a better way to get to see it right up here by the lights, the light-dark contrast between the two. Down there below the countertop line, it doesn't get a lot of light, so it looks virtually black. Now, this is, of course, wide body, like a lot of motorhomes. It's 7 foot tall in the living room, like a lot of motorhomes. But look at the number of AC ducts that they have going through here. That crazy double ducted system, and this is, okay, so first of all, the air conditioner we're looking up front there is a 15,000 BTU air conditioner with heat pump. Now, the one in the bedroom that I'm standing directly below currently, that's a 13,500 BTU. And it is also tied into the central ducting. So this RV has 28,500 BTUs of cooling power, all built into that, heat sun resisting laminated roof structure with that fiberglass roof cap. I feel very confidently it should do a good job of keeping you comfortable in here. It is also carpetless, even over there in the little dining area, just in case you happen to be crumbelievable like me and drop stuff all over the place. Take note of this as well. I don't know if you noticed, but the sofa that basically we're sitting on currently has 2 seat belts. The dinette has 4 seat belts, plus you have 2 more seat belts up in the cab area. You can actually seat and travel more people than this RV can sleep, which seems like kind of a silly mismatch, but it also means that you're not stuck in one specific position. You can move around and have a couple different places to sit. Now, these forward-facing seats, Jayco has to put seat belts in those. I do really like the fact that they're putting car seat anchors in those now. I think that's long overdue, but at least it's there. These rear-facing, they don't have to put seat belts there. They choose to do so, and they also choose to pull test all of their seatbelt harnesses for 10% more than what they're required to do, just for extra safety purposes. That's a big deal with Jayco. Now, an interesting difference between the towable and the motorized industry is in the towable industry, nobody can really tell you whether you can or cannot use a slide while it's retracted. But in the motorized industry, it's basically a given. And it's the difference in the expectation and the use of the product. It's kind of assumed that you're going to be in these, you know, sitting in the slide out when you're going down the road. So they build it accordingly. Towables, they don't do that. They maintain their Jayco best-in-class 750-pound rated forward overhead cab bed there. And that is a power front shade. But I really like how they add some extra trimmings and appointments around here. First of all, that power shade button is right here where it's easy to get to. And lights out, kids. You can turn the lights off right there. You got your little, you know, drink holders up top here in case you got to give Uncle Gary his little morning juice, you know, a little bit of the hair of the dog that bit him or something like that. But you've got household and USB outlets on both sides, which is very nice. Now, the big window in the door does have a privacy shade. That does mean that you have to open the door, close the screen door, and then adjust everything, which almost sounds dangerously like when you open the door and get on the floor and then everybody walk that dinosaur. It's eerily similar in sound. Completely different in function and operation, however. Never mind that. Now, speaking of different function, perfect little unintentional, but I'll take it kind of segue here. This RV does not have something some more conventional Class Cs do tend to typically have, and that is those spin-around swivel seats, because it is such a more dramatic step down from the living area into the cab area. It's just not really an available function on one of these. It's all just kind of really built right in. Now, this model is on the F550 4x4 chassis. Its big brother is actually, you step up to the F650 chassis with a bigger GCWR, all of the various VWs other than Volkswagens, and that is a lot of F50s, if you ask me. Now, backing up here a little bit, I want to dive you deeper into some of the details. Like, first of all, right up top here, this is a noise-canceling soft-touch ceiling liner. So not only is that going to be a little more comfortable at your destination, just because it's, you know, quieter. You can't hear the zombies howling outside there. It will be much quieter while you're going down the road, which is always kind of welcome. Again, we've got seatbelts galore. One of the other things that's kind of cool is you do have like controls for your automatic hydraulic leveling, your inverter, a lot of your lights and awning switches and stuff are physically right there just inside the door where they're easy to reach. But this also has a digital control panel actually directly to our right as we're standing and viewing right now. We'll see that in a minute. For now, though, let's open up all the storage. Sliding our way down past that gas-strutted, little overhead cabinet doors that don't fall automatically on your head. You see how there's day-night roller shades. It's also a power televator for that Insignia Smart TV, built kind of like right into the dining space. And it comes with its own little telescopic mini ladder to get you up to that big forward sleeping area right there. Or you could just use it as cargo, whatever works. Backing up a little bit into the kitchen, you see under the sink is a big space for a wastebasket or some totes or big pots and pans or whatever might work for you. That is a convection microwave oven. That is an induction cooktop. And with this RV having a 2,000 watt pure sine inverter, you should be able to enjoy some pretty nice kind of camp kitchen functions no matter where you're at, without necessarily always needing to fire up the generator. Now, it does not have a gas, cooktop or oven option. It also had drawers under that induction cooktop, drawers inside of a door. I'll be fair and tell you, that's not my personal favorite way to go. I prefer just to be able to pull a drawer directly open. I can tell you it's less expensive, but with the price point in this, I don't know that I'm worried about being, penny wise and pound foolish. Now, over here, we're looking at one of 3 different refrigerator swaptions that you have available. The standard in this RV is an 18 cubic foot residential refrigerator. That is the biggest of the available refrigerators in this RV. And with it already having a 2,000 watt inverter, you can keep it running while you're going down the road and all that good stuff. When you have the option of swapping to the 12 cubic foot two-way fridge that we're looking at here, so that is the only propane fridge option, or you have the ability to swap in a 15 cubic foot 12 volt compressor fridge. I'd really be kind of curious. Which one would you go with and why? And I suspect the answer kind of has to do with a little bit of how you intend to camp. It's kind of interesting. There's some outlets under this overhead cabinet. I do really like the little Jayco touches, though. They're very good about giving you switches right next to all the lights effectively. But this is where I was saying it does also have a nice little digital control panel. This is the Firefly system. I really like this. And is all the cool things it does, like automatic generator start and monitoring, just all the things it does. My favorite feature is the fact that you can just kill all the lights or turn them all on with the push of a button. And every light basically that controls, to my knowledge, you can dim off that or off the app off your phone as well. Now this RV does have, front air conditioner, rear air conditioner. This RV also has the ability to kind of like basically do a dual zone climate control like you might have in a vehicle. Front of the cab, back, or front of the cabin, back of the cabin, you can keep set up at different temperatures, whatever works for you. Little easy to miss detail over here is that little slot right there, because the sliding privacy door for this rear bedroom can actually basically from the bedroom side click lock in place. In case you're working on needing a bunkhouse in a manual fashion, if you're picking up what I'm putting down here, you can do so in privacy, as it were. Now, a couple things back here in the bedroom. You see that little black miniature hockey puck thing looking over there next to the pillow? Those are pop-up, pop-down, either wireless phone charge pads or dual USB plugs, which is kind of nice. I like that this is a 70 by 80 king bed with some side stands. I wish more towable RVs like fifth wheels with bed slides would start kind of keying into some neat little details like that. That does seem to be a very rare and uncommon quality in the towable RV market. Opening up the storage here above the bed is some pretty decent cabinet space. Half of the under the foot locker area bed is storage on this one, not the whole thing though. And then you see that you do have that big rear closet with some dresser space in the back. Then, going a step beyond that, you see that you've got some extra closet storage and extra dresser storage, actually right next to the kind of the bathroom, bedroom, kitchen exchange, sort of mixed over here in the middle of everything, which I really think might allow it to be a really flexible function kind of space. Now, before I opened that bathroom door, I was convinced, I'm like, I know exactly what this bathroom is going to look like. It's going to have a toilet right by the door and a sink in the middle. And I wasn't very far off because there's only so much you can do with this space. But I actually kind of like this a little bit better. What I will tell you, like they came up with more counter space and more storage doing it like this. What I will tell you though is it is a little bit tight between the countertop and the wall. I was doing the sideways travel trailer two-step boogie getting my way through here, but overall, I like all the extra storage it gives you. Now, the trick is, as tight as it is in here, I had to go in ultra wide-angle camera lens mode to be able to kind of showcase and display all of that for you. So, it's going to look a little goofy, but at least you kind of know what's there. I almost think they should have shrunk the counter back a little bit, though, a couple inches, because it is fairly tight around that toilet. And if you are fairly fluffy friendly, it will be an interesting experience. The shower is nice and tall. That I really liked. If I could change one thing in this big, expensive, beautiful motorhome, it would be that stupid 4-inch fart fan right there. In a tiny little 16-foot bunkhouse camper or something like that, it doesn't really bother me too much. But in a coach of this echelon and caliber, it felt very out of place to me. Now, this is one of the other major hiccups that might really be a problem for somebody, but it's unusually normal. Like, if a towable RV manufacturer tried to pull this off too often, they get their heads caved in, but it's weirdly normal in the motorized market to have that folding bed, which means we lose the function of the bed, in transit. Now, of course, you maintain easy access to the bathroom. You can get straight from the shower all the way up to the cab without ever stepping outside. And to kind of demonstrate that, I thought I'd actually climb into the shower, and I kind of noticed some other interesting things. Like, you ever wonder, like, which switch is the light, which switch is the fan? That's one of the things I like about that Firefly system. They're pretty clearly labeled. Now, you know, it is a little tight in that walkway when the slide is closed between, like, the kitchen counter and the sofa. But again, this is very normal, everyday stuff when it comes to motorized thing. It's just wide enough. I don't really feel like I need to walk sideways. If somebody's at that sofa, you might be doing that Paul Bunyan long leg climb to get over them. But you know, that's just kind of how it goes. Now, I would like to kind of honk the horn, but being in a show displace, I've done that like 6 times today. A show display space, I don't know that everybody would appreciate that or understand I'm just trying to be silly. So, no horn today. All right, first of all, just a moment to just appreciate the look of this one. It has an aesthetic, doesn't it? This thing, it's, you know, it's got Sickens full-body paint with kung fu grip and authentic dyno damage. Anyway, take another look at the all your weights and measures and everything over there. She's a pretty beefy kid. Now, the 32 that we're looking at, 32 model, this is on an F550 chassis. Its big brother is on an F650 chassis. Either way here, you've got the 6.7-liter Power Stroke turbo diesel pumping out all kinds of horsepower, brother. And you've got, of course, being a Jayco, their whole J-Ride and handling package. A whole suite of things, basically, all focused around making getting there just as enjoyable as being there. Now, once again, with this having that four-wheel drive functionality, getting there is pretty much anywhere you generally want to be. This is a critter that can go where no Class C has gone before, you know, boldly. The awning, you might notice, does not have arms that drop down, which allow them to extend that awning over doors and windows where normally awnings would not go. Now, due to the fact that this thing sits up so pie high in the sky, they do have to put a triple power entry step on here to get you in and out, but I'm kind of glad they did that instead of doing an extended step well, which would actually protrude further into the RV and give you a spot that could potentially be dangerous for, you know, slip and fall and hurt yourself on the inside. You see the hydraulic auto leveling system on this so that you can keep yourself nice and stable wherever you go. Again, this is a standard full body paint package, and they have that very, you know, topographical map kind of look. But if I get up close here, you see the little bit of glitter and sparkle, like My Little Pony dust built right into this thing here. It has a tremendous, tremendous look to it. Now, all of your baggage doors are very similar to like a diesel pusher, where they have the gas struts that hold them open. They've also got much, much better clips. Like, there's some motorhomes I've seen where you gotta like boot kick the baggage doors to get them to close. I did not have that experience here, and this is kind of nice. You can see how it's like, you know, carpetless. It's got that rubberized diamond flooring kind of stuff wrapped all the way around it. On the back side over here, we have some outdoor entertainment. You know, when you're sitting there, when you're done picking off zombies with your sniper scope for the day with this thing, you can, you know, enjoy some entertainment at the end of the world. Or, you know, in the meantime, I don't know, watch your favorite sport, catch up on the races, or whatever happens to be going on. Working our way around here a little bit more. As we come up to the backside, you know, we come up to the hitching system area right there. That's one of the things that is really nice about this being a Super C. Far, far more heavy-duty tow capacity than a conventional Class C is normally just ever going to be able to offer. So, where I come from, there's a lot of people do like a lot of, you know, horse events and whatnot for the weekend. So having that extra tow capacity, be able to put, you know, a horse trailer, something with heavy live animals in there, that can be a really handy kind of feature. Now, we're outside here, and obviously this thing could use a little bit of a bath, but frankly, after flying in here yesterday, so could I, but neither here nor there. We've got that ladder up to the back. Let's take a quick peek along that laminated walk-on roof. One of the nice things about that, very quiet. You've got a fiberglass candy-coated shell on top of that, obviously, as well, which means very, very little maintenance. No specific skin roof maintenance, although I do really recommend you always keep an eye on your seals and whatnot. Don't ever let that, like, don't neglect that stuff. Keep on top of that. Over here, this I thought was a little interesting. This is a general, like, I'd probably keep my totes with all my stuff in here, You know, like my power cord extensions, hose extensions, all those sorts of things. Our plumbing center is all here behind a lockable door. So the unmonitored child whose parents never bothered raising them doesn't, you know, pull your black tank valve when you're not paying attention to it. You see, you've got the dual fuel cells over there. So if you really do spend an extended time, or if you're taking a long drive and, you know, like you missed an exit or anything like that, it's kind of nice to be able to have that extra fuel reserve to get you there. Now, this comes from the factory with a pair of 6-volt AGM batteries on that slide-out tray. And you may have noticed that solar panel up top. That's actually got a dual charge controller where it will also trickle charge your chassis batteries, in addition to working on keeping those dual 6-volt house batteries topped off as well. Kind of a 2-for-1 there. So thanks again for tuning in. I'll leave you a link, of course, in the video description to check for pricing and availability. And let me know what you think about this one. Like, I got kind of mixed emotions on it because it is so over the top on the outside and so understated on the inside. It almost feels like a Tale of Two Cities, like there's a disconnect. But I don't know that that's the wrong thing either, because again, if you are looking to really get out there and get that rustic experience, it's got that kind of rustic interior to go with it while you're inside of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that a lot. So maybe you be the tiebreaker. Leave some comments. Let me know. And take care. Stay safe. Have fun. And happy camping, everyone.